We're live. Welcome to the Supplement Engineer channel, everyone. My name is Robert Chinesky. Joining me, as always, on these live Thursday happy hour Q&As is my lovely, vibrant, vivacious, vixen-esque wife, Sandra.
Hi.
As always, thank you for joining us. We're starting here a little early this week because, you know what? We're amazing. We're here on time. Sandy's not running out of the bathroom, fixing her eye makeup, crimping and doing all the fine things that ladies must do to look fabulous.
It was very early.
And you're off school today, too.
That's why. I didn't have to go to work.
I'm not picking you up at 4 o'clock and racing home to get this started at 4:30. So thank you guys always for joining us. As always, leave any comments, questions, queries, quips, smile-like remarks, or cocktail recipes you have for us in the comments, and we will address each and every one of them.
To have a cocktail recipe.
We have. Maybe these are just a bunch of sober people and we're the alcoholics on the channel.
Lean drink so much.
Not that. Just a little.
We've learned after watching a documentary on bands from the 60s and 70s that we just don't drink at all. We don't do anything. I don't know how they're alive. Let's just open with that.
Yeah, we watched well, before that, we got to do all the nicety stuff for YouTube. So if you like what we're doing here and you find us enjoying, foreign content enjoying, make sure to like, comment, subscribe, share the video with family, friends, and loved ones. If you listen to the Supplement Engineer podcast or the Final Scoop podcast on any of your preferred podcast listening platforms, please leave us a 5-star review because that helps us climb up in the almighty algorithm that dictates anything and everything we're exposed to these days. So with that said, Devin's already early to the party.
Hey.
What is going on? You forgot industry-leading, game-changing innovators and thought leaders of all things supplements.
I hate that so much.
Yeah, well, I've been watching the show Billions. I've gone back because the first 3 seasons.
Is it a billionaire?
No, it's just Billions.
Okay, I don't pay attention.
And they had an episode sometime in season 2, and they're at this conference, and it's called Thought Leaders, and I just thought, is this where people get these ideas from? Like,
right? Do you mimic reality? Like, does reality mimic TV, or is TV mimicking reality, or is it?
Yeah, just like if you have the onus to call yourself a thought leader, a titan of industry. The people that actually go, like, have the monumental changing things of the tides. Bill Gates doesn't walk around going, I am a thought leader. Yeah. I am amazing.
Well, that's what I'm saying. Like, Hall of Famer Tom Brady didn't go around being like, I'm a Hall of Famer. I don't know if you know. It's like, he doesn't have to do that. Yeah. They don't have to do that. It's fine.
Alberto, I share your stuff with all my homies.
Yay!
Thank you. And the homettes, too. We can't forget the homettes.
It's important to share knowledge, though. No, we were talking about that.
Well, and Sandy's banter. The knowledge, and the banter.
That's true. I don't feel like I offer much to this channel. Robert, I just like to talk to my husband. It's fine. I just talk, yeah. But if at any point he's like, you know what, you're bringing me down, I would be like, I know. I understand. I support you dropping me. Not in marriage, but like on the... Well,
if the ratings get bad enough on this.
The ratings get bad enough.
Welcome, Brooke. Thank you for joining us. Any questions you guys have? We got some supplement reviews to do here that we're going to get to in a bit. But first, let's regale them with our tales of what we watched today.
Okay, so today, I have found myself gravitating more and more and more toward any form of documentary, just anything that, and not like a... Hold on.
Not a Netflix documentary.
Not like a documentary that has an opinion. I just want to know about, like, Teddy Roosevelt. You know what I mean? Like, books. Like, tell me about the book industry. Like, I just want to know stuff.
Yeah.
And so we watched a documentary on Chicago, the band, Chicago Transit Authority.
Awesome.
Didn't know that was their real name, by the way.
One of my favorite bands of all time.
Sure, he knew that. But anyways, so they literally started in like 67, and they have been, they're still playing now. Yeah. You know what I mean? So they've been over 50 years, I want to say, together.
Years,
that they've been playing. But anyways, just like every other, I watched the documentary on the Eagles. I watched the documentary on Joe Cocker. I watched a documentary on, I don't even know, like Led Zeppelin, like all those bands, Rolling Stones. I've always watched documentaries on those. Man, they drank so much and did so many drugs so often. And it's so funny because they're still alive today and they're still kicking and they're still healthy. And none of them have died from like syphilis, and none of them have died from Janis Joplin died from the vomit. Jimi Hendrix died, but I don't know how more of them didn't die from this, because they did so, and they talk about it. They're like, yeah, man. And then here's the weird thing. It's not like they did the drugs and then they were like, oh, let's sober up for the concert. No. They were super high, playing the musical instruments. And he's like, well, cocaine is a stimulant. I was like, yeah, but they weren't just, they had a phone booth in the backstage.
Called it the Snortatorium. Although no, it was on the stage.
It was on the stage, like as decoration, and there was cocaine in it. And like during the concert, one of them would just go in there, do a line, and then come back out and just keep playing and singing. I was like, how do you do that and not die on the stage. I'm so confused. And so now they're all old and they don't do that anymore. But I'm just thinking.
Well, they didn't say they didn't do it.
They didn't say they didn't do it anymore. But I don't even, they're old, you know? But I mean, it's so weird because all of them talk about it like as if like we'd go to this camp and there were like ponies and women and
Caribou Ranch, yeah, that they went out to.
And the weird thing is, I'm sitting here stressing about my high school students like smoking weed and drinking alcohol, and now I want to be like, you know what, guys, it's gonna be fine. Like the amount of drugs that those musicians did, obviously they're okay. Like it makes me kind of shift my perspective, and I don't know if it's a good thing. I know that's what I'm saying.
Or
like,
I don't really need to be worried about my 1 or 2 old fashions that I had each night.
How are they alive? I don't even get it. I mean, if you watch any documentary on any band that was big in the 60s and 70s, they all just copious amounts of drugs and like alcohol.
All the Wall Street traders in the 80s.
All the Wall Street traders in the 80s. Like, I just don't understand how they exist. I was like, the human body is fascinating.
Resilient
and Robert was like, yeah, I've got a leg up, Sandy, because I eat reishi mushrooms and
these people are doing that.
And vitamins. So
and acetylcysteine. My liver is great. I'm just gonna start doing a 5th of bourbon.
Like, I could totally drink more if I wanted to. How does that even? I don't know. And it's like, was something different then, aside from the fact that they were always just doing? I don't know. And they were always thin, and they always had hairy faces and everything. I don't know. It's weird.
Yeah, they got better looking as they aged.
They all got better looking as they aged. They're so ugly in the 70s.
The level of honesty you bring.
Thank you. Well, I'm just thinking. I'm just like, God, you know.
This is the way she's always been. Zero filter.
Yeah.
Zero. For better or worse. Few occasions for worse. But it's always been fun. Keeps me on my toes and it makes life interesting.
I mean,
engineers can claim, yes, we may not, we may not always be wrong. But
Robert, explain that. That one's just as douchey.
No, it's not.
Yes, it is.
Because I don't walk around having it plastered in my forehead and on my social media.
Your dad just has a sign and a pillow that say, I think it's embroidered on the pillow, like dad is always right or something.
No, the sign above my dad's thing says engineers know all the right angles, which is kind of fun. See, it's kind of fun.
Okay. So good.
No, see, that was something my high school math teacher, Mr. Gomez, hated. He said, "You're not using any acronyms. Don't use that." Or he said, "FOIL." He said, "Don't do that."
I don't do FOIL.
Oh, he said, "Don't do that. I will crucify you." And then I went to a Catholic high school. He said, "I will crucify you." He pointed to the cross. This was an old guy from old Mexican guy from the jungles of the Yucatan. I love Mr. Gomez. He was one of my favorite teachers. Top 5 teachers I ever had in my 18
like
years.
Like Jaime Escalante.
Nope. Exactly. Yeah.
Hey, you want to hear something horrible? None of the teachers at my work know the TV show Nickelodeon Guts. And I asked Robert, like, did that show only exist for like the 3 years that we were the same age as the contestants on Guts?
Probably.
Do y'all know what Guts is? I have been waiting to meet someone in real life who was on Guts.
I just never told you.
I need to know if I'm starting to feel like I made the dang thing up. Maybe. Were the drugs made in the USA in the 60s and 70s? Maybe they were of purer kind.
I mean, maybe.
We have to go back to tradition.
No, because cocaine, that was still coming in from, like, go watch Narcos.
They had
coming
acid.
In from Colombia.
Man, they were tripping on acid and having sex with so many people.
Thailand and Vietnam. No, I don't think anything was actually synthesized here. Maybe some weed was grown here, but most of it's like Mexico, Colombia, Thailand, Vietnam.
I just don't understand how the human body can handle that much. And they never got sleep. And, you know, for instance, Chicago, they flat out said they've been trying, over 50 years, and they do tours. And they said they have only had about 3 months straight that they've not toured. So they do like 100 tours a year every year for the past like 50 years. I'm thinking,
well, this is 50 years later. They're doing 100 shows a year. Back then, they were probably playing like 200 and something shows.
Yeah,
they were doing 2/3 probably, like every two out of every 3 days they were gigging.
And they were writing songs. How do you I don't even get that. They needed the drugs. I was like, how do you, I can do a lot of things on a timetable. I can clean the toilet. I can, organize something, but I can't write a song. Like, that takes creativity. How do you, force someone to be like, hey, we need 3 new songs next week? It's like, sure, got you. I'm like, how do you do that? Drugs, apparently. Drugs and alcohol.
Well, I mean,
and sex, apparently. They had a lot of it. I don't get it.
No, but I mean,
even marry a musician.
From, a writing thing, so I'm not comparing, but, most of the writing I do is more, technical or science writing or explaining, fitness, nutrition stuff. But the thing is, you just have to set yourself up in a process to where it kind of kicks your brain into that creative
productivity
moves.
Though?
you've got lyrics, and so you set yourself down like, hey, 3 hours a day, I'm just going to stare at this piece of paper, or sit down and bang out some notes on the keyboard.
Yeah, I don't get that.
And it just happens.
That's weird to me.
Well, I mean, you're just.
I would probably start playing something that like I had heard somewhere and didn't realize. Like, have you ever done that? Like, you're not really listening to the conversation, and then you're like, I have an idea. Why don't we do this? And someone's, dude, we just said that. You're like, oh, sorry, I didn't know that was like a thing. I feel like I would probably rewrite songs over and over again.
Well, what they've done, like I've seen a bunch of like from the creative writing stuff, people that are like fantasy author novels. What they'll do is they'll just open up to like a book they have on the shelf. They'll take one sentence from that, and then they'll start writing off of that. So that kind of gets them into that creative.
The juices.
Yeah, exactly.
I'm convinced. Which one came first, 25 or 64, or the Led Zeppelin song, Babe, I'm Gonna Leave You? Because they got the same do-do-do-do-do, do-do-do-do-do. They have like the same riff. We would play them, but apparently this channel doesn't like it when we copyright things. So apparently we got in trouble for last week showing the real clip.
Well, it just got demonetized, but we're not monetizing anything.
We're not monetizing anything. We can show whatever we want. Okay, so anyways, we got in trouble for showing the clip from Rocky 3.
I got a little no-no from YouTube, whatever. Now our drugs are like new. Yeah, I love new pep. Isopropyl norepinephrine. I mean, there's that one study. So synephrine is it's an alkaloid that is structurally similar to ephedrine. Ephedrine is a super potent stimulant that was.
Is that the stuff in my decongestant?
No. Yeah, pseudoephedrine. But back then they actually had regular ephedrine in that. So pseudoephedrine is a precursor, so it gets metabolized in your body into ephedrine. Now they regulate it. Back then it wasn't regulated. You could even put it in dietary supplements. You can still buy ephedrine at the pharmacy now, but it says Bronchade or Primatene.
Is that what Jessie Spano used in Saved by the Bell?
No, she was using no-dose, which are caffeine tablets. Oh. So, yeah.
Well, it sounded dangerous.
Well, yeah, they tried to make it sound really
It made it sound really dangerous.
Yeah.
But if Jessie had just seen the story of the Eagles in Chicago, she'd know you can do as many drugs and alcohol and sex as much as you want. You're gonna get fine. And you're going to live forever.
Yeah. So isopropyl norepinephrine is like an analog of regular synephrine. Synephrine is chemically structured to ephedrine, which is a very powerful fat loss, central nervous stimulant, boosts energy expenditure, crushes
You shouldn't
appetite.
say that. People are going to go out and buy it.
They can. It's fine.
But it's bad.
No, it's not. It's been studied.
It sounds bad.
No, it's not. It actually isn't. There was the one study, like they showed, there were a few reported deaths, but it's also because the person was dehydrated, exercising outdoors, took a bunch of other caffeine and other stimulants in addition to
they were
stupid.
Caffeine.
Yeah. Because
they
of
deserved
their
to die.
idiocy.
No, I was joking.
Because of their idiocy, effective compounds that are safe. So they've had a 24-week study. I just covered it this past week.
Oh, so this is like fresh in your mind.
Yeah. So there was a 6-month study where they were giving overweight individuals 200 milligrams of caffeine stacked with 20 milligrams of ephedrine 3 times a day. So breakfast, lunch,
660.
Yeah,
Got it.
exactly.
Cool.
So yeah, and we're worried about 35 milligrams of isopropyl norepinephrine and a supplement.
Can I time out though?
Like that, so.
But you just said that they were overweight, so they were. So like, what if like a thin, fit person used it?
They've done it in lean individuals too.
See, all the studies you say always talk about like people that are overweight. I was like, well, what about like an average? Not actually the studies. The average person actually, I think is
70% of the country is overweight or obese.
Yeah.
So.
But
New Pep is awesome. It is a great nootropic. It's a racetam. It's in the racetam family. It's in Overtime. You've used that? Yeah, you use it in Overtime and 1 or 2 other things. I don't remember which one's off the top of my head, but it's not in CognoSearch because Amazon won't let companies sell it. It's in a few other things, but I really like it. It's in Performax's, Nootropimax as well. Those are good. Isopropyl norepinephrine, I like regular synephrine a little bit more.
All right.
After the Final Scoop podcast, I went and picked up some Bronchade from my mother to see if it helps with the breathing. It does.
You talking about the tea?
No, Bronchade, the ephedrine. I said it's undersold as Bronchade or Primatene, and anybody can get it.
I drink a tea called Bronchade, but it's spelled differently.
Yeah.
So you know what? I just need to stop talking.
Isopropyl is a great ingredient in the industry.
That's a good question. So it sounded scary to me.
Yeah,
it made it sound scary.
It's great because the amounts that you would to find it naturally in something like bitter orange or citrus or anything or something, to naturally synthesize that, you would have to have so many freaking pounds of this. It wouldn't be economical to actually put it in there. So any variety that you're finding in a supplement is going to be synthetically extracted and
that has its own issues.
No, it's just how the same thing happened with DMAA. So sure, you can find it in Draining, but the quantities in the Draining plant are so infinitesimally small, you'd have to do like vats and vats of the stuff. So that's why they say it's occurring in nature, but it's not in such a substantial quantity that you could actually extract a meaningful amount from the plant without, bankrupting yourself.
So should they change the whatever you call as a naturally occurring in nature to be something that it must substantially be.
Well, like, you'd have to go back and undo the law from 1994, the Deshea Act.
Well,
So then that's not going to happen.
I think that's fine.
So yeah, isopropyl norepinephrine is gray ingredient. Nupept, I mean, it's I don't even know if it's gray ingredient. It's just, it's not a dietary supplement. It is a synthetic compound. It's not naturally occurring in nature anywhere. Other racetams are, like piracetam, sure is, and a few other things. But some of the other racetams out there, like phenylpiracetam, which I love as an ingredient, is really cool. Oxiracetam.
Do I take these?
No, we don't actually have any here. But phenylpiracetam's in a couple of pre-workouts that we have here. But I only use that every now and then just because its effects, or like you get that hyper tunnel vision kind of focus.
If you use it all the time, will something bad happen?
Yeah. No, it doesn't. It's not bad. It loses its potency. You stop getting like that buzzing going on. So yeah. James, I just started following you recently, and you guys are
God.
There we go.
Awkward.
I have a funny and weird question for Sandy. Are you ticklish? If so, where? Please answer. Are you ticklish?
Yes. Yes, I'm ticklish. Anywhere in my midsection. Anywhere in my midsection.
Like everybody's kind of ticklish.
Everyone's ticklish kind of in their midsection, like their ribs. Except my sister used to try to tickle me, and she didn't tickle. She poked with her sharp nails. It's like a freaking claw going in my ribs. I'm like, ow, woman. She's like, hey, I'm tickling you. I'm like, no, you're literally poking inside my ribs. Like, that's not a tickle. That freaking hurts. So, good for that.
Yeah. That's a fun question. We haven't gotten many fun. Yeah, keep these kind of questions fun. They're fun. We're okay. It's like, so supplements, nutrition, training stuff, sure. But at the occasional like oddball question is kind of fun. You know, I'm good with those too. How's the cut going, Sandy?
No, I don't want to talk about it. Because you want to know why? Because I had service trips yesterday and the day before and the day before from like literally like 6 a.m. to 8 p.m. All day with a beautiful, lovely group of 14-year-old girls in my van singing Spice Girls, which I was proud of them, and Fergalicious Death. They're older songs for them, but they're just like doing the thing like in the movies where the group of girls are just screaming the songs in the back and you're driving. And I was like, yeah. So it's so funny because I don't usually gravitate toward rap music, but I found in like the only way I could drive this huge van that has like what's the shock absorber thing that you sit on? Yeah. The hydraulic, like it bounces while you, like, and I can't go through a drive-through because I was too high. And they're just like, and yeah. Oh, what?
No, he said just forget to ask the question.
Oh, no, I didn't, because I was eating my problems.
Yes, Dave. Rapid fire the engineer jokes, man. I'm always good up for a good one. I love Dilbert. I used to read that every morning, or like at the time. I don't know if he still does it because I haven't checked in a long time.
What's his name?
Scott Adams, the creator of Dilbert, had a website, and he would write like a blog or an article or something every day, and it's just. And he's not even an engineer. He comes from like a finance or a banking background.
But it was the same.
The corporate structure and
the cubicle.
Man, I love Dilbert. It's so good.
That's funny.
Actually, wait here. Darwin is yes. Take too much stuff.
Yeah.
The wrong way. The wrong combination. You deserve it.
It happens.
I mean, I didn't just say that. Yes, I did.
Wait, funny story. Like a couple of years ago, I felt like that. One of the kids was like, dude. My mom got her purse. It's getting dangerous out there. That's what he said. It's getting dangerous out there. My mom got her purse stolen from her car 2 different times. And I said, wait, your mom had her purse just like in the car, like on the seat? He's like, yeah. And it was like 2 times, two completely different times, like within 2 weeks of each other. She got it stolen. And I said, why did your mom the second time leave her purse in the car so that someone walking by could see it? That's your mom's fault. And then one of my little girls was next to me. She's like, dang, Miss Shinetsky, that's way harsh. I was like, well, wait, why am I way harsh? Like, she got it stolen. First of all, she left her purse in the middle of the car so everybody can see it. Like, that's timeout. That's bad. And then, but then she gets it robbed. So then what does she do? Like the very next week, she does it again. It doesn't expect it. I was like, that's on your mom. So that's a Darwin thing. Like, if you don't learn your lesson, shame on you. Shame on you. So I was like, I don't feel bad for your mom.
How do you tell the difference between an extrovert and introvert engineer?
There are no extrovert engineers. What would you call an extrovert engineer?
Construction management major?
No.
No? I don't know.
I don't know. I don't know any extrovert engineers. Have you ever met an extrovert engineer?
No.
You've known a lot of engineers. You were an engineer and you worked at many different firms, and I've never met an extrovert engineer.
No.
Is the answer.
I'm sure it looks at your feet.
Sorry. That makes me feel better because I was like, think there is an extrovert engineer. Funny story though, Robert and I dated since high school, but we broke up a couple of times in there.
We did?
And when we broke up, we never talked. Like, it was like, I'm never talking to you. And we were never angry. It was always very chill.
No.
One of us would broach the subject, I want to break up. And the other one would say, oh, good, I wanted to too. Let's do that. Yeah. I agree. Because neither one of us wanted to show the other one that we were like taken aback by it. And really, I don't think any of us were.
No, we kind of knew it was stewing. Like, it was, you knew it was coming like 3 or 4 days ahead.
It was just who was going to be the person to like broach it. So anyways, whenever we broke up, we never talked again. So then I would date other guys. But every guy I dated was always an engineer. Every time. It's not like I did it on purpose. Like, you're an engineer, okay, I'll date you. It was just the guys that I gravitated toward, and then all of a sudden I'd find out they were an engineer. I was like, of course you are. So I tend to go for engineers, yeah.
Sorry, James, that's for the after-hour edition.
No.
You got to be a paying subscriber to see those.
No, because I was going to say, because then I might pee, and that'd be awkward. I'm sorry. That's like too much. That's a thing. That's a thing. If you tickle someone, they might be peeing.
This is why, yes. Okay.
All good times. Okay, you want to do a protein review?
Brett Riffle. I think Brett's a first-time commenter on here. And guys, you know, for this, and I say this every week, I haven't mentioned it yet, but if it seems like we're not getting to your question or it's not populating, keep putting it on there because sometimes YouTube gets stupid or it doesn't. If you put in too long of a question, it doesn't answer it. So we are going to get to everything and anything on here. So, yeah. And we'll get to that in a second. What?
I just want to smell it. You know what? I'm probably going to break it. Funny story. So I went to my principal's house to like cook for the service project, and I didn't cook. Funny story. I left the high school girls there alone twice to make a run to HEB. Did I tell you that?
No.
Had to go to the store to get something, and I thought, and they're all cooking in the kitchen. I thought, y'all are okay, right? Like no adult was in there. I shouldn't tell her. She's not going to watch this anyway. But I was like, okay, guys, so just be good. And so I just left. And then I forgot something else. Like, can you pick this up? I was like, I cannot leave you again. Okay, fine, I'm going. But if the principal comes back, I'm gonna feel so bad. And like, as I was going, she sent me a text. She's like, how's it going? I was like, great, we're almost done. And I didn't say. And then I broke a plate. Not them, I did. Then I sliced my finger because you know when you like go like this with the blade and you're like getting the carrots off when you're chopping the carrots and you like do this to swipe it off. For whatever reason, I was talking and I was distracted. And instead of doing this with the blade, I turned the blade and did this with the blade. And I just sliced the whole time. It's not like I just, it was like, oh, it just went all the way through my finger and it just did not stop bleeding. And I was like, oh. And my girl's like, are you okay? I was like, yeah, the problem is you can't feel it bleeding. It's one of those gushers. Yeah. He had a situation like that with the mandolin where he like sliced his finger off, but it was at a party and the blood comes out and you don't even notice it. And you wrap it with like as thick of a paper towel as you can. You're holding it up. And then the next thing you know, you're looking down and you're dripping. And you're
it
like,
adds really good flavoring to the food.
Oh God.
It's really good flavor.
So I went to the bathroom and I was like, and you can't, cause it just keeps bleeding. And I'm like, okay, I can't even get like a toilet paper to like wrap it because it just keeps going. So a little girl came in, Maggie across the street, and I was like, Maggie, get me some toilet paper and roll it up and make like a friggin' tourniquet thing. So then later that night, my boss texts me. She goes, I found blood in my bathroom. Did anything happen with one of the girls? Like she thought they were like cutting. And I was like, oh, it was me. I broke your plate and I bled all over your bathroom.
You're also late to drop off the vans this morning.
Oh, I was late. I'm never late. I am a math person. I was in the marching band and my dad was in the Navy. I'm not late. And I was late today because I typed in the address. I copied and pasted the address that they gave me. I'm just trying to talk for a second. And then I was like, this doesn't feel right, but I'm just going to follow Waze because I don't know what I'm doing. And it told me I arrived at my destination on the middle of the interstate. It was like, you're here. I was like, what the? This is not right. Turns out I had to go 20 minutes to like Pflugerville, which is nowhere near the city of Austin. I was in the city of Austin. It's fine.
Yeah. All right, so back to the question at hand.
What was the question at hand?
Now we finished Sandy's therapy session for the week, or for this half-hour chunk.
I broke my finger.
What are your thoughts on Glycolog or Glucose by Revive? Those are glucose disposal agents / nutrient partitioning products.
Okay.
I'll answer the easier one first. The ingredient laxagenin. I think it's a dog shit ingredient.
Oh, why? What does it claim to do, and why is it dog?
It is an alkaloid in plants that's been shown. It's responsible for some of like the cell division and growth promoting properties that are in plants.
Okay.
The thought was, hey, you take these phytosteroids, you ingest them orally in a human, they're going to stimulate protein synthesis and do all these other great things. It'll make you more anabolic. And there's like, you look on certain brands' websites, it says, oh, this ancient Russian study found that it increased protein synthesis by 200% or 2,000%. And nobody's ever read the full text of these studies. It's all just marketing bullshit.
Did you read the study?
I don't read Russian. And they've never been translated. I need to send them to Robbie. Get Robbie to do it. I think laxagenin is a crap ingredient. It may have some adaptogenic qualities. Like, so if you look at the actual patent, the laxosterone patent, it lists a bunch of other things. Like it may be synergistic with other anabolic agents like that. It may have some cortisol modulating properties, so it's an adaptogen, so it helps like kind of level out your body's cortisol response. So if you're overly amped up, it'll bring you down. If you're a little low, it'll kind of bring that. So in that way, maybe it's an indirect muscle builder, since testosterone and cortisol kind of have an inverse relationship, and cortisol is also a highly catabolic hormone, so it breaks down substrates for your body to get energy metabolites going, so you can keep running. Like if a bear's chasing you through the forest or something, cortisol ramps up and it starts breaking down fatty acids and glucose, so your body and muscles have the substrates it needs to like get your ass away from the bear, or fight the bear if you want to do that. So it can kind of help do all that. In terms of bioavailability, it's very low. I've taken laxagenin as high up as like 200 or 250 a day. I've never noticed any huge benefits from it.
How long did you take it?
A month supply.
Okay, so do you feel like that was an appropriate?
Yeah,
like,
I mean,
give it a chance?
yeah. I mean, 6 to 8 weeks. If you're not seeing something by that, maybe better recovery, less stress or something. I would say maybe it's good from like a stress reduction standpoint, like an adaptogen.
Okay.
As far as like a pure anabolic, like a creatine or something like a steroid, like it's pitched by some people, not even close. Now, I wouldn't waste the money on it. Bioavailability is a terrible concern. Taking really high doses, like 200 milligrams at a time, is also anecdotally reported to leave people feeling like have headaches and stuff like that. So.
Ooh, is it headaches because or is it something that like they get immune to because of it?
No, I think you just get a headache from the ingredient.
Okay.
That's what I've heard before. So I'm not super big on the ingredient at all.
Good to know.
Glycolog, I know, is a very well-selling GDA. I don't know all the ingredients that are in it. I can pull up glucose by Revive MD. I know Revive MD usually does, I mean, all of their stuff is pretty much dosed to the max. And the guy that got formulating over there is super sharp. Glucose supplements for blood sugar support. Glucose. $60. That seems fairly high to me. All right, so we got 1.5 grams of berberine, which right off the bat, that is prime dose, because all the studies on berberine are 500 milligrams 3 times a day.
Oh, good.
That being said, taking a super high dose of berberine all at once has been known to lead to some GI distress in people.
As in you poo a lot or you don't poo?
You would,
okay.
Yeah, lots of GI distress.
Hey, constipation is distressful too.
So with that, I would probably recommend, if this is 6 capsule serving, I would probably take 2 capsules with before breakfast, 2 before lunch, 2 in the day.
Oh, okay, you would space it out.
Yeah. 300 milligrams cinnamon bark extract, 300 milligrams grapeseed extract. Yeah, giving 50%. Yeah. I mean, all of these dosages are very solid. The ingredients are, proven commodities from like the GDA and blood sugar support.
That's exciting.
Health standpoint. So yeah, I like that. A couple of other GDAs that I really like. Slim Max by Performax Labs is good. What is it? Primalog by Primeval is a solid one. The one I use a lot is Glycophase by SNS. Those are kind of like the 3 I go to. They're cheaper than the Revive MD one. That being said, do most healthy people need that? Probably not, and I would never recommend taking a glucose disposal agent immediately after training because it's redundant. So exercise in and of itself depletes blood sugar and glycogen. So it's going to highly sensitize your muscles to pull up more nutrients. It also increases insulin sensitivity. So all these ingredients that are improving like blood sugar regulation, heightening insulin sensitivity, exercise does that on orders of magnitude far more powerful than any dietary supplement would have. Plus
like type 2 diabetics and stuff, this would be?
Yeah.
Okay, that's so crazy.
And then some of the other ingredients in there have anti-inflammatory or antioxidant effects, things like berberine do. And so I'm not a big fan of taking high doses of antioxidants or anti-inflammatories directly before or after training, because it can blunt some of those beneficial adaptations you get from intense exercise. So that's why I don't understand people saying, yeah, take this GDA right after your thing with your post-workout meal. That's retarded. It makes no sense to do that whatsoever. The exercise itself is going to be a far more greater potentiator of insulin sensitivity and glucose uptake than anything else.
So do people use the exercise and like they take the medicine, but do they attribute the medicine for what they notice instead of the exercise for what they notice?
What do you mean?
Like I take this pill and I feel like it's doing its job, but I also took it after I worked out. So really it's the working out that did it, not the pill.
Yeah, and
is that a confounding variable?
Oh, it depends on the way the study's set up.
Okay, that's
is there an exercise only group taking a placebo, and then there's an exercise plus treatment group, or is it just sedentary versus exercise and the pill?
Taking a statistics class, so I know all these things.
Yeah, so that's what it would be.
This question followed up right here.
Yeah.
No, not that one.
Did you take turns breaking up you go, no go?
Yeah, that's a good question. I don't really remember who did what because I always said it was mutual.
Yeah. Isn't Lexogenin? Yes, Robbie did put that in the new Apollon, like healthy hormone support supplement, hard target. Robbie knows how I feel on the ingredient. I told him it's good for like cortisol, maybe modulation. It's not in there as like an anabolic testosterone boosting compound or anything. It's more in there for its adaptogenic cortisol regulating, modulating properties or anything. I still don't like, I'm not a big fan of the ingredients. So yeah. Rotator cuff surgery Tuesday. Ooh, that doesn't sound good, Park. Any recommendations on nutritional recovery? Make sure you are consuming enough protein a day. Maybe some extra collagen might be useful too, just to get like all the connective tissues and support structures in the body, enough that. But yeah, definitely enough protein each day.
Wow.
Don't try to like undereat just because you're maybe not as physically active or something, like, because a lot of people
that makes
sense.
I'm not burning as much.
Yeah, I'm not training hard. I'm not doing that, so I'm going to lower my calories. Don't do that. Your body's still like severe trauma, like surgery. Your body's going to be ramping up all these kind of like recovery, repair processes. Protein synthesis is going to be going on, so you got to feed it the nutrients that it needs. Yeah,
that's a good point.
Yep. Here we go. Here's a fun one regarding GI distress. Yeah, and good luck with the surgery too, Park. Keep us posted, man. Weird question regarding GI distress. Would you rather be unable to poo or poo too much?
Can I be honest?
Yeah.
Wait, my initial.
I like this question.
My initial reaction, but wait, I wonder if I should think. No, I know. I'd rather poo too much because it's really uncomfortable to not poo. Have you ever been constipated? I was constipated one time at the Coast Guard Academy. I went there for an engineering camp all week, and we didn't have time to go to the bathroom. We didn't have time to shower, and we didn't have time to do anything. And it was like boot camp. And I remember thinking, how do people do the military? This is crazy. I have nothing but respect for you people. And so I had horrible stomach pains, and all I wanted to do when I got home, literally when I got off the plane, all I wanted to do was go poo. I just wanted to go to poo in the bathroom. And so I'd rather poo too much. Like at least I can get it out. Yeah. And you can like read. It's like time to be by yourself when you're in the bathroom. Whereas if you're constipated, you're uncomfortable and nobody knows why. But if you're pooing too much, you're on the toilet and nobody has to ask why.
Too.
In Italy,
it was bad. We had to run to the pharmacy and get.
No, I was constipated.
Right, that's what I'm saying.
It was
horrible. We had to go get some pills from the pharmacy to help kind of get things moving. Yeah.
Oh, I don't remember that.
We did.
I think I pushed it out of my mind.
Yeah.
In fact, that was actually when I learned the strategy that when you're gassy, get your friend or you do it yourself and you burp yourself.
Just like I have 2 children now that have.
I've learned to burp myself. I was like, man, works with babies. We're on our way to Mount Vesuvius. It's like a huge drive from Rome down to Pompeii. And I was like, oh my God, I feel horrible.
And there we go.
Ugh.
Blake B, go Tigers.
Go Tigers.
Do supplements like OsteoBiflex actually help joint problems? Let me pull up OsteoBiflex. I think it's just a glucosamine chondroitin complex.
Wait, say it again. It's a what?
Glucosamine and chondroitin.
Chondroitin?
Chondroitin.
That sounds funny.
All right, OsteoBiflex. Triple strength. Yeah, I was right. Let's see what else we got. We've got glucosamine. We've got 5-loxin, which is a boswellia extract. And we have a chondroitin MSM complex as well. It's got a little bit of collagen in there.
Oh.
Yes, Blake, I would say that certain joint supplements, I think there's better joint supplements out there. I'm formulating 2 right now. But aside from the shameless plug, Joint Support XT by SNS is a really quality one that I've recommended to people. Another one is Orthogen by Morphogen Nutrition is another fantastic one. Animal Flex by Universal is a great one. Apollo Nutrition, we've got the flavoring done with that. We're putting in the PO soon. It should be ready maybe 6 to 8 weeks. The Massive Iron line of supplements that I'm doing in partnership with Steve Shaw will be having a joint formula, but that's going to be a couple months away. As it stands right now, I just have my dad on 3 separate joint supplements. So I've got him on natural eggshell membrane. And you can find all these on Amazon. Natural eggshell membrane, UC2 collagen, and super boswellia. So it's like the 5-loxin that's in OsteoBiflex. It's just a different riff on the the Super Boswellia extract. So it's got anti-inflammatory properties,
Nice.
collagen promoting properties, so collagen production promoting properties, some anti-inflammatory and some other like easing joint things and increasing range of motion. So yes, it can help insofar as that's going to lower inflammation and support the body's natural mechanisms to replenish all of those important critical structures like the joints, ligaments, connective tissues, and all of that. So yes, it actually can. I think glucosamine and chondroitin, they're okay, but like in terms of like super effectiveness, I think they're kind of on the lower end of the spectrum. Yes, they're the most well-researched, the most extensively studied joint support supplements, but their magnitude of effect are kind of on the lower end. So that's why I tell people, get a more comprehensive joint support formula, not something that is just those two ingredients, because they're so cheap to get. All of the other things, like if essentially the cost sheet for the pollen joint formula, those things are adding like 5 cents a serving, whereas like something like Super Boswellia or Paractin are adding like $1 to $2 per serving. Our natural eggshell membranes add $2 to the cost of the entire serving of the tub. And then did Les hit on Sandy at LSU? No, he didn't.
No, I never actually interacted with him when I was tutoring my student athletes. It was just me and the student athletes. You rarely see the coaches actually in the academic centers. They kind of stick to their own.
Kansas let him go because there's some allegations surfacing from 2013 at LSU about.
I'm gonna tell you right now, I have never been sexually harassed, and I've never been hit on. And let me tell you why. You know how honest I am. Okay, now I need you to imagine you're an old man and you like check me out, even with your eyes. I look at you like this. Oh no, man, you don't have a shot here. And they don't hit on me. They hit on girls who do this. That looks like a come hither look. Don't do the come hither look when you feel uncomfortable, ladies. Make a stank face. And they won't hit on you. They'll know you off limits. You don't smile. You don't look down. You don't look dainty. You certainly don't look weak. You look them in the face like something smells bad. Like, oh, are you checking me out? That's disgusting, old man. No. Wait, I had a question about the joints.
Yeah, check it out.
Does it fix joints or is it good for you to use preventatively? What is it better for? Does it do both? Help me understand.
So they've done it in people that already have osteoarthritis or symptoms of osteoarthritis. So
does it appease?
Well, let me finish. So they're using it in people that have osteoarthritis or experiencing symptoms of that. And what they've noticed is improvements in range of motion, less decreases of pain, things like that. So
it helps.
It can do that. But I would also take it, especially if you're somebody that's very physically active and you do a lot of like jarring stuff, you do lots of plyometrics or engage in a lot of like field sports or running, super heavy lifting, things like that. Yeah. I would take it as a preventative measure. It never hurt. It's like a multivitamin. You want to take something, you want to get ahead of things. Be preventative, be proactive, not reactive to
things. Like that theory. I'm a big fan of being proactive.
Do I think you could still do? Yeah, if you have your rotator cuff.
Is that your shoulder?
Yeah. Your rotator cuff's in your shoulder. Is back here.
That's what I thought.
Yeah. You can definitely use leg machines afterwards, or do something like a Bulgarian split squat where you can just hold the weights down at your side or something.
Wait, does he mean after taking? Did you give him a recommendation of like vitamins, or is he just talking about like with his rotator cuff?
Yeah, he's just talking about his rotator cuff. Okay. Yeah, you can definitely still use leg machines.
When Robert hurts one leg, he will work the other leg. Like he doesn't take off legs completely if one leg is broken. He will like work the other leg.
Yeah.
Crazy man, him. Crazy man.
If you could do a gymnastics move, assuming you can't, which one? So my brother and sister were both competitive gymnasts growing up. I was not because I thought it was kind of, wussy.
Is that really why you didn't do it?
I didn't,
weren't interested.
I didn't want to wear the spandex. Like I thought the tumbling was kind of cool, but you had to do all this like little frou-frou saluting stuff and everything. I always thought it was, there was no way I'd wear spandex and all that shit. And
you're such a douche.
I thought some of the tumbling stuff was cool, so I had my brother teach me to do a backflip.
Time out. When did you have your brother teach you how to do backflip?
When we were teaching all the taekwondo camps and stuff like that.
Can you still do it? No,
I can't. I mean, I can do a round off. I can do
you can do a round off?
I can do a round off. I can do a cartwheel. I can do a kip. I can do I can almost do a muscle up like they do on the bar. I never got to do a giant because like one Friday every month at like the gymnastics place Philip and Jolie went to, it was like a play night where like your family and friends could go and you could go play on all the gymnastics.
Oh yeah, like the rings.
Yeah.
Do a cross.
If I could do an iron cross, that would be really bad. That or a giant where you basically hold on and you're whipping around the bar. So I would love to do one of those things.
Oh, like where they're literally like hanging and they swing. That's crazy.
Yeah,
okay,
those are called giants.
So you would do something on like the bar.
Yeah, definitely do something on the bar. What would gymnastics, that or like a double backflip?
I would just do that. I would just do like a flip.
Yeah.
Like, woohoo!
I mean, when Philip and I were like doing our choreographed fight sequences and stuff, we would do things to where like I would come across with the staff and he would backflip over it and stuff like that. So it was fun to do. We had a hell of a good time doing those choreographed fight sequences and stuff like that.
Yeah, I can't do it. I can do it for a handspring and land on my booty.
Stem cell injections. No, I have not, but I imagine that's a pretty cool thing because stem cells can basically kind of like turn into any other kind of cell.
I know.
And do that. So yeah, I would be okay.
That's. I don't like to talk about that because I don't know how I feel about it.
Yeah.
I don't know how I feel about it.
Brooke, I agree with Orthogen being amazing. Yeah, Ben over at Morphogen makes some really, really top-notch stuff. Also, did you tell Shane you were formulating more things? Don't him being passive-aggressive.
Yeah, do they know that you're doing more than just what you've done? Do they know that there's more on their way?
Maybe.
Okay.
Maybe. I mean, I shared the pre-workout formula I'm tinkering with them last Saturday, but I mean, they know the 5 formulas I'm doing with Massive Iron. They don't know some of the other formulas I'm working on with some of the other brands, just because I don't know if those brands wanted divulging that I'm working with them or not or something. So yeah, I don't like to talk about myself a lot. I like to keep things pretty close to the vest. As anybody that's watched the Final Scoop and saw Shane grill me was noticeable.
Your humility is adorable.
I mean, maybe I would be considered a game changer if I boasted about myself more. I don't know.
Yeah. That'd be like a turnoff for me. Anytime I see someone, like anytime I was driving the girls in my van and a car like vroomed by and I said, ladies, don't date that guy. Don't ever date guys that do that. It's bad. They're losers and they shouldn't be rewarded for that behavior. Like they're lame and they're insecure and they weren't loved enough as a child. They need attention. And so I don't think I'd be attracted to you if you boasted on yourself. Mm-hmm. In fact, my natural reaction would be to shoot you down and to humble you.
Here we go. Massive Iron pre-workout. Should we make it caffeine-free, Sandy?
Okay. If you make it caffeine-free, then they have technically an option to take some form of caffeine alongside. You do that sometimes. What do you prefer? Do you like to mix and match, or would you rather just have the caffeine in it? Because he did say some people work at night, like work out at night.
Yeah, I did see your comment, Devin.
That was a good question.
I think for the initial release, we're going to go with caffeine because most people tend to work out during the day. Eventually, if the supplement line gets built out big enough, but I can already see enough like us launching the product and it being stim-free and people saying, well, why isn't there caffeine? And now I have to go and buy caffeine tablets. Right. Even though caffeine is super cheap, like you can buy a bottle of like 200 tablets for probably like $5. Or you can have a sip of coffee and do that. I mean, sometimes I'll do that. I'll have a pot of coffee in the morning. I'll drink that, and then later on I'll have my stim-free pre-workout. So I've done it, a multitude of ways. Like, do I take a stim product? Do I take a stim-free one? Do I take like half of a stim product with like half of a pump product or something like that? For the initial launch of the pre-workout, I think we're going to kind of do like the all-inclusive one. So we're going to have stuff for pump, performance, focus, energy. I like that. We're going to kind of make this everything, so you don't have to go anywhere if you don't want to. What I'm deciding now is what do I want the caffeine payload to be. So I want 2 forms of caffeine in there. I want anhydrous and I want like a sustained release or a delayed release, like a dicaffeine malate. So I want to go 300, 325, 350. I think I'm settling on 350 as like the overall. That's really high. You don't usually go that high. I mean, you like things that are like 250. 250 to 300. That's your solid. So, yeah, caffeine is cheap, but easily accessible. Yeah, exactly. It's pills, powders, potions. There's all. I mean, you can do energy drinks. You can do coffee. You can do pills. I'm trying to think from a sales standpoint. Like you're coming out with a pre-workout, and somebody comes out with like a stim-free one first, and then doesn't have the caffeine. I know the Genius brand did that. Primeval came out with Mega Pre before it did Mega Pre Black or Ape Shit or any of those. I'm tended to err on the side of caffeine first, and then we can gauge the initial run of that, because the initial run of the pre-workout is probably only going to be 200 units just to get like a feel test for the market, and then we can tweak based on what, because I'm formulating this kind of like something I would want to use, what I would like or what Steve likes. So like what do me and Steve want to see in the pre-workout and do that? It doesn't make any sense to make a product that you don't stand by. No, I mean, I stand by for stim-free. No, that's not what I mean. I mean, you should do something you're excited about and something you want to take and something that so I'm probably going to do it with caffeine at first. I think that makes sense. Down the road, once we sell through that and we do another iteration, or maybe we come out with a complementary stim-free pre-workout that can be stacked with the stim one, or it's also just super awesome on its own. Like, so we attack pumps and cell volumization from a few different angles. So if like we don't use nitrates in the stim pre-workout, then we use a nitrate base in the stim-free one. I don't have that decided yet, but I'm saying that's a couple ways we could spin it to where it's not 6 grams of citrulline in the stim pre-workout and another 6 grams in the stim-free. I don't want to be redundant in that. I want to make these things complementary to where you could take both of them at full dose if you wanted to, and not have redundancy or too much overlap between the two. That makes sense. So, Grandpa TJ is in the house. What's going on, TJ?
Hey,
how are you, my man?
That's exciting.
Yeah. It'll probably be 40-20, I think is what we're getting for the initial quote from the manufacturer right now. I would ask for caffeine free, but I'll still, thank you, Alberta. We appreciate the support either way. Maybe a separate stem capsule or powder. That could be fun to do. I mean, that would be fun to stack on. Like, here, take this little cheap little stem. Like,
would it be a powder that you mix, like, to make the flavor taste good? You know how, like,
you could, but I think if you're doing that, does somebody want to mix another powder into that, or is it easier? Because especially if you're doing like stems, it's really easy to overdose those. Like, if you only have like a little 2
I understand. You don't want somebody.
Okay. I want somebody to do a heaping scoop because most people aren't as meticulous as I am and get out like the little crack dealer scale and measure out to the 10th of a gram. Like people like you that don't like to measure things to the 10th of a gram.
I don't like to measure things to the 10th of a gram. Why do you do that? It's weird.
FDN enters the chat when Robert's talking about labels. Yep. There we go. Just Shane. Tell them we're looking all the Yeah, no. This is. I've shared the profile for the pre-workout with Shane. It's not finalized yet, so I'm still doing some tweaks. I want to get some samples run before we even pull the trigger on and say, hey, put this, or even announce the label to everybody, because maybe I don't like that. And so, but I'm not going to go any exotic stems on this first batch. I want it to be, as compliant as possible. So if like one of your high school students wants to buy a tub, they can use that, and they're not going to, pop for a test or something like that. Because a couple of your students actually bought the creatine already. So. But I don't want to spend the entire time talking about the massive iron line. That's not what this is for. Let's see. Yeah. Is that all the comments? All right, keep the comments and questions rolling, guys. We'll be on for, here we go. We'll be on for about another 20 minutes, and then Sandy's got to go to do a homework consult, and I've got to go pick up the halfling.
I understand.
Ooh, yeah.
I understand. Yeah. That's how Harry Houdini died. Does everybody know how Harry Houdini died? Because I think that's fascinating. He was known for having really hardcore ab muscles, and he'd be like, punch me, it doesn't hurt, like punch me, I'm so hard. And somebody did it when he wasn't ready, and so he wasn't flexing, and someone just punched him, and what is like
his diaphragm
something like busted, and he died from someone punching him in the belly when he wasn't ready.
Yeah. How was that pizza on Saturday?
Did I eat pizza on Saturday?
Yeah, at Iron Wolf with Mario and Tanya.
It was good.
It was good, yeah. We go.
I forgot that I ate that. God, it's been a long week. I don't want to talk about it.
It has. Is your creatine and pre-serving size a round number for Sandy? I don't know. That kind of depends on like how much flavoring goes into there, how many like anti-foaming, anti-caking agents, and other stabilized fillers and all that stuff. So we don't have those specifics dialed in yet.
It's probably not going to be. It's not.
I know what the actual like the active ingredient amount is, but I don't know what the final serving size is based on flavoring, salt, sodium, all those kind of things. So, yeah. All right. Keep those comments, questions rolling. We're going to interrupt this program for a commercial break. Not really. We are, though, going to do...
That is a huge job.
Primeval sent us...
Does it look as big on TV as it does in real life? This thing is...
bigger than Sandy's head.
It's so big. It's so big.
So the boys at Primeval sent us this stuff. This is not their newest flavor, but this is one of their newer flavors. So like their newest one is like a coconut cream. This is their chocolate peanut butter cookie. So we're going to do a flavor review on that. And it's been a long time since we reviewed any of Primeval's proteins. We previously reviewed several of their isolate flavors. So this is their chocolate peanut butter cookie. So this is a whey protein concentrate. We've got 37 grams per scoop. We've got 150 calories per serving.
Old number.
4 grams of fat, 7 grams of carbohydrates, 3 grams of sugar, 23 grams of protein. We've got whey protein concentrate. So it's WPC 80. We've got chocolate sandwich cookie pieces.
Okay, can I just say that's my favorite Girl Scout cookie is the tagalongs or the peanut butter patties. They have different names, but whatever. They're so freaking good.
There we go. We've got a bunch of other like filler stabilizers, sweeteners, all those other things. And they also have a digestive enzyme blend that have amylases, lactase, proteases, lipase, cellulase, ACE-K, sunflower lecithin, monodiglycerides, all that good stuff. Okay, so one thing before we get to the flavor.
Yeah. Oh.
So often we hear, like, you'll see someone come say, whey isolate is the purest, the most perfect protein out there. It's so much better than whey protein concentrate is garbage. Here are the facts between
Here's the facts.
Whey protein concentrate and whey protein isolate. Whey protein concentrate, 150 calories per serving. Whey protein isolate, 135 calories per serving.
That's only 15 calories.
Concentrate, 4 grams of fat per serving. Isolate, 3 grams of fat per serving.
That's only 1 gram.
Carbs, 7 grams per serving. 2 grams per serving.
A little bit more, so it's going to taste good. That's what's
23 grams of protein per serving. 25 grams of protein. So we're talking
Minuscule.
a couple of grams one way or the other, provided you're going with a company that's using a super high quality whey protein concentrate. So they're using WPC 80. So companies like, Primeval uses WPC 80. NutriBio does, MTS does, SteelFit does, Apollon uses whey isolate in their 50-50 formula. So as long as you're going with a quality company, the differences between a concentrate and an isolate aren't that much. So isolate tends to cost a little better, tastes a little bit thinner, a little bit lower in calories.
Tastes thinner.
Whey protein concentrate is a little bit thicker, a little bit better mouthfeel. Sure, it's got a tiny bit more lactose in it, but I mean, with the digestive enzyme blend in this, are you going to have any belly issues? Probably not, unless you're like super duper sensitive to, lactose or something like that.
I'm really excited. I want to eat it.
Yes.
I want to eat a. I want to.
And so we're going to mix up both of these. I mean, the main point of this review is to do this, and we'll do the qualifier. Yes, I know the guys at Primeval Labs very well. I've written a lot of content for them over the
If I
years.
don't like it, I'll tell you.
Sandra's like, she's going to tell you. So even if you don't value my opinion or you don't care for my opinion, she doesn't really care who she offends with her opinions, one way or the other. So.
Well, I do. I feel bad, but I'm still going to be honest.
Can you get the scale so I can measure
like
out the water
something.
properly?
I feel bad.
So we're going to do the main review on this, but we're also going to mix up the isolate just so we can do like a thickness, consistency, taste test kind of thing.
All right, I'll lay it down for you.
Yeah. I do want to get their newest flavor. I'm going to have to talk to the boys at Primeval and see if we can get our hands on there. It's a coconut cream
Ooh, that sounds
something.
good.
Yeah.
Is it an isolate or?
It's whey. It's in their whey thing.
Hey, what does it smell? Oh my God, wait. That smells good.
That smells amazing.
But it's not what I thought it would smell like. What does it smell like? Hold on. It doesn't smell like what I thought it was going to smell like. I was expecting much more peanut butter.
It smells like chocolate peanut butter goodness.
It's like chocolatey.
Oh,
oh, wait, let me smell it again. I think I know what it smells like. No, don't know what it smells like. Sorry.
All right, it says 8 ounces
Coffee?
of cold water. Yeah, there's almost
It
like
smells like coffee, right? Because it doesn't smell like what I thought it would smell like. It doesn't smell bad, but it doesn't smell like peanut butter or chocolate.
All right, so we've got 8
Maybe
ounces
it's
of
the
cold
cookie
water
part.
here, and we need 37 grams on the scoop.
I'm not gonna lie, I think some of that stuff got into my eye. You know what I'm saying? Just a little bit. It's all good. It's all good.
All right.
Shaky, shaky, shaky. You're so aggressive. Okay. I'm so excited.
Okay, here, you mix that up. I'm gonna get the isolate one ready, so we can just do like a thickness taste. And so both of these are in 8 ounces of water.
Do you think I've shaken it enough?
Yeah, I mean, you can shake the snot out of it while I'm doing this.
Shake weight. Shake weight. Shake weight. I'm sorry. I still can't believe that thing exists.
I can't believe a lot of things exist in 2021.
Well, as a thought leader, I can't even say it. Oh, God. Please don't ever put me in the same room as someone who calls himself a thought leader.
Titan of industry.
I don't feel like telling them they're not well endowed. That's not nice of me.
All right, you ready?
Okay. I'm ready.
Okay. Here we go.
Oh, it looks good. It looks like a chocolatey, milky kind of color. Oh, and there's particulates.
It said chocolate cookie
Whoa,
pieces
but
in
like,
there.
can y'all see?
You probably can't see, but there's
Hold on.
little.
Can I push it down so you can see inside my cup? I really want them to see it. Can we make them see it?
This smells so good. Here we go. Let's go.
Look at that action. You see that?
Cookie
Yeah.
I'm glad I was wearing pants for this live, or else that would have been.
Okay, ready? Okay, now it smells like a peanut butter cookie when you smell it in water. Ooh,
Super
yeah.
sweet and delicious.
Oh, yeah. Wait. What does it taste like? It does. It tastes like my Girl Scout cookies, but it's not as, it's weird. It's like it's peanut buttery, but it's not like sweet fake peanut butter.
It's
that
like
right?
a blend of like cookies and cream with peanut butter. I think is what it is.
That's really good.
This is awesome.
Is it a Kit Kat that I'm tasting? No, that doesn't have peanut butter in it.
No.
Give me more. Give me more. Oh yeah, it definitely tastes like a cookie. The particulates taste like the cookie.
I was gonna say it's like it's cookies and cream mixed with peanut butter is the best way I can describe it. It's
a good
really
cookie.
good.
And here's the
Really
thing.
good.
I like this.
Yeah.
And let me
I
tell you
like this a
why.
lot.
I tend to gravitate toward another brand's peanut butter cookie because I haven't had experience with this one. This is my first time. But this is now going to be a go-to because I don't know how to explain how easy it is to drink. Some of these protein powders are like too much, man. Like it's too sweet.
Yeah.
It's too high. It's like overly processed. This is not that way. It's nice to drink.
Yeah.
And I think it does taste like my Girl Scout cookies that are tag-alongs or peanut butter patties, but those are even sweeter than this is.
Yeah.
I love when protein powders and things that are supposed to be sweet are not too sweet.
We're gonna mix this. We're gonna taste the isolate just so you can do kind of like a taste comparison and see how it is in terms of thickness.
Oh, okay.
And then we also got to add something to that in a second.
Oh.
All right, so here you go. Here's the isolate.
Okay. Smells good. Smells like vanilla and caramel.
Yeah.
That's really good.
It is. This is the caramel latte isolate.
That's really good.
Now you can definitely taste.
It's really milky.
It's
but
thinner,
like,
isn't it?
Sure. No, it's creamy. Sorry. I'm sorry. I'm not going to agree with you. It's creamy.
I think it
tastes milky.
It has the creamy, milky taste, but I'm talking like viscosity. It's a little bit thinner than the whey concentrate.
I don't notice a difference. Should I be noticing a difference?
Maybe not. No. I mean, that's why we have you on here.
I don't notice a difference, Janetsky. This is super creamy. It sits on my tongue really well. Have we reviewed this?
Yeah, we reviewed isolate way back like a year ago.
I really like this. It is like a lovely, flavorful, foamy milk. What's the name of this one that I'm drinking?
Caramel latte.
Okay, that's exactly what it tastes like. Latte is milk, right? Okay, so it's like a caramel, milky, frothy, but it tastes good.
It's really good. Yeah.
It tastes really creamy and good, and it sits on my tongue in a nice way. It's very sweet, but because it's like a milk sweet, I'm okay with it, if that makes any sense. It's not like it's overly sweet chocolate or overly sweet cookie or whatever.
I'd be curious to try these both in 6 ounces of water instead of the 8. Nope. We got to do. So the reason I brought this bottle out, this is not just regular whiskey. This is Barrel and Banter peanut butter whiskey, born and bred in North Texas. So we bought this for a cocktail recipe. It was dark chocolate liqueur, peanut butter whiskey, and one or two other things.
Yeah, it was a Christmas recipe.
So I wanted to, since we have a chocolate peanut butter protein, I want to put a little bit of the peanut butter whiskey in there and see how this goes.
And then let me finish my protein.
I will.
No, don't put it in there. What if you ruin it? Put it in here. What are you crazy?
It's not like we don't have 48 other servings sitting down at our feet right there.
That's really big. No, but just because, what if I don't like it?
Then you're SOL. You got to drink it anyway.
I can't believe you just mixed it in the entire thing. Where's your head action next? Okay, well, this better be good because it was really good before.
I have every confidence. Do you want to just take a swig of it to see what it's like by itself?
I mean, I guess trying to liquor me up for some reason.
Liquor?
Really
it doesn't matter. Oh, that's really good.
That's really good. What's the alcohol content?
70%. It's weak.
Really?
I mean, it's a flavored whiskey.
Yeah,
so
it's good.
Be.
Super weak. Super good.
I mean, most of the flavored spirits are.
Excuse me.
All right.
This better not have ruined my jam.
It didn't.
Oh, it still smells like peanut butter cookie.
There you go. That's why I got the peanut butter whiskey.
Why do I keep thinking it reminds me of something? It's not the Girl Scout cookie. There's something else, and I can't remember.
Oh, that's good.
That is really good. And I don't even taste the alcohol. Hey guys, at your next party, offer some peanut butter whiskey with this peanut butter cookie. What's it called? Peanut butter cookie? Peanut butter chocolate
peanut butter cookie.
Chocolate peanut butter cookie. It's not so much chocolate though. I think the chocolate just accents. You know, well, it's more peanut butter cookie.
Yes, it's chocolate cookies with peanut butter almost is the way I would describe it.
Oh, I taste the alcohol in that one.
Yeah.
I don't know the back end. Really good.
So yeah, thank you to the
honestly,
the guys at Primeval again. That was awesome.
I don't know what I was supposed to think, but comparing the two, but I thought they both tasted creamy and good. So there's that.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure what that means. So that's okay.
All right.
Well,
let's see.
I have to drink the alcohol. Now, how much alcohol did you put in that thing? How much am I about to drink?
Maybe like an ounce.
Okay. Go ahead.
He was like getting punched in the gut. It was his fetish.
So maybe sad. So. Killed him in the end.
You watch Billions, you see some people got some weird fetishes in that show.
Yeah.
I don't watch it.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know.
Why does everybody got to take it to that sexual level? What's wrong with people? What are we, ancient Rome?
Yeah, I don't know. I wonder if you were that like high of a power player in society, are you really just that messed up and jacked up?
Actually, I think you are. Okay, wait. We were talking about this. So like I was asking my freshman students in Algebra 1. Yeah, I know. So anyways, I was asking my freshmen about cheating. And I said, be honest, talk to me. Because I'm an honest person and I expect honesty back. And so they had this whole conversation about cheating and every single one of them except one. I don't know if I talked about this before. Every single one of my students, except for one, openly talked about how much they cheat on tests in Spanish and science. They were like, we don't cheat in your class. I'm like, yeah, okay, like I'm gonna believe you now. But like, it's kind of hard to cheat in an algebra class because it's just like algebra. You either know or you don't. But one of the girls said, yeah, so the first time I cheated, I was really nervous. But then I got away with it. And then I wasn't nervous anymore. And then the more I cheat, the better, like I don't feel anything. Like I used to be scared. I used to feel guilty. And then the more that I do it, I don't feel guilty anymore. So I feel like if you are a billionaire, odds are you may not have gotten that. I mean, like, I'm gonna hate on you or judge you, but I'm kind of about to. You might have been stepping on people and doing slightly immoral things in order to get that way, taking advantage of people. Carnegie paid like pennies when he could have paid like 4 times as much to get rich. But anyways, so once you're at that level where you've gotten used to being morally direct, is that what it's called?
Bankrupt.
Morally bankrupt while you're bankrupt. That's funny. It's a give and take. But I mean, you can be wealthy and still be moral. I think it's harder. And I'm not gonna like try to quote the Bible or whatever, but like Jesus didn't say it's impossible to go to heaven if you're rich. He just said it's freaking hard. He was like, it's easier for a camel to fit through the eye of a needle than for a rich man to go to heaven. I'm like, I hear you. It's freaking hard because once you have that much money and power, it almost seems irrational to be moral. Yeah. There's an argument in Plato's Republic where there's this guy putting an argument together saying, if it were not for consequences, people would not be moral. There's nothing intrinsically inside of us that makes us be good human beings. All of us would do horrible, wretched things. And he makes an argument about a ring. If you could wear a ring that made you invisible, you would totally steal from your neighbors because no one would ever catch you. No one would ever get caught. And then the argument is made by Socrates and Plato. They were like, well, I think you would feel guilty. I think you would feel bad. I think there's this kind of, but like, it's one of those things where it's like, when you're that rich and powerful and you've gotten away with so much and you could get away with so much, what is it that tethers you to reality and makes you want to make the right choice when you really could make the wrong choice? So I think they go to fetishes because they've gotten to a point where it excites them and they can. Yeah. And why not?
Or they're just so high strung they need somebody else to be kind of like be the domineering force and they have to give up control or something like that.
I think, I gotta be honest with you. I was talking to him earlier. I said, I just don't understand. Like, it's an emptiness that you're just like, and it's like this endless hunger that you're just keeping. I'm serious. Like, I don't understand. Like, why can't you just take a step back and like just be a good person? But apparently they don't.
We have not checked out Gordo's yet. I remember
we talked about that. Wait, I can't remember if it was a donut place. We thought it was this other taco place, and it's not. It's a donut place.
Yeah.
Or is it donut
we'll check it out whenever downtown Austin gets its shit together and stops the shitbag mayor, stops trying to fearmonger and go counter to everything else the governor's trying to do and open up society and tell people to not be scared and people can get on with their fucking lives. Anyways, soapbox is over with today, so I'm not going to any downtown Austin restaurant.
Have I had that?
Yes, we had that when we were in Michigan or Minnesota.
Did I like it?
Yes, that is probably my favorite flavor of MTS I've ever had before. Delicious.
Wait, is it a protein
powder?
Powder?
Yeah, absolutely. It's phenomenal. It's phenomenal. It's
protein powder.
It's a little bit like that, but a little bit thicker tasting. It's like really, really good.
I like this a lot, guys. This is a go-to. It's a go-to because it's so easy to drink. There's nothing crazy. Thank you. I was like, what are you doing? Thank you.
6-month-old too. You can send it my way, Alberta. I will finish it off. I like their cookies and cream. Why don't you? Yeah, I was gonna say, what's up with you not liking it there?
These are good questions.
You're welcome, Brooke. What are you working out today? What
are you is it upper? I have a feeling it's upper. I bet it's lower.
Upper, is it lower, upper? Total body?
Upper. It's an upper.
My guilt complex as far as too strong.
Me too. I'm Catholic, so I confess all the time. I'll come home and be like, I have to confess. I did something bad. I have to confess.
A void of hungry emptiness.
It's like this, but the thing is that, but it's funny because it never gets filled, and so people keep doing it. I'm a logical person. So one of my homeroom girls, or I don't know, one of the girls on the trip asked me about being happy. Like, why are you always so happy? I said, I don't think you really want to know my answer to that question because you're not going to like it. Because they want me to think, I don't know what they want. I don't know what they want to hear, but they don't want to hear the truth. And the truth is, I choose to be happy. There's not like a candy man walking around with happy juices and he's like, have some happy. It's like, oh, if I could just wait for the happy man to come by and give me some happy juice.
I mean, there's no
such thing as like someone can give you happy. It's literally impossible. You choose your happiness. You choose your happiness. Christina, one of her favorite movies is what's the word? Life is Beautiful. It's about a guy in a concentration camp who like makes it happy for his son. And Sony is one of those things where like I choose it because it's logically makes more sense to be happy than to be sad. So I don't remember why we were talking about it. Oh, but then like logically, why would you choose to be direct? Like why would you choose to go to that emptiness tunnel and bleh?
I was a TI 86.
I don't let him use a calculator.
Yeah.
That's why you learn multiplication. I told my girl that. One of them was like trying to do multiplication like 2 times. Like, I don't know what 24 times 24 is. I'm like, that's why you learned multiplication with two digits. And I thought of Bill Parcells in the Super Bowl. Like, that's why you lift on them weights. I was like, that's why you did all your multiplication facts. You could do it.
Yeah, the MTS flavors are on the sweet side. I've heard some not so good things about the red velvet cake, but then if you like super sweet stuff, people do like that.
I hate red velvet cake. I think it's nasty.
So I give it their peanut butter flavors. Yeah, the peanut butter cookies and cream is outstanding, or this peanut butter marshmallow fluff or something like that, whatever it is. Peanut butter cookies and cream, it's freaking phenomenal.
How does he remember?
So good.
I don't remember anything.
It is up. See, here we go.
I have this sense. I'm kind of psychic-ish. I just want you to know I can like sense things about people. No, I can. And I know
What
things.
am I thinking right now?
No, it's not like that. It doesn't work like that, Shanetsky. But I knew it was going to snow in Texas. It was, when was it? It was November. And I said, Robert, we need to get a ski outfit for Sophia. It's going to snow this year. He's like, okay, Sandy. I was like, ask your grandma to get her a ski outfit because it's going to snow this year. I know it is. And it did. And we were so grateful that we had it. Things like that happen to me all the time.
Yeah, and then we had the winter apocalypse, so thanks for that too.
I just said it was going to, listen, my powers only tell me so much.
She does not. Eventually, she might.
She plays the piano when I take her to my school because we have pianos in the hallway, just in case the kid wants to play.
She bangs on the keys.
Yeah,
what
she does.
3-year-old is it going to grow up to a piano?
Wait, I remembered. I was joking just now. There's no way I think I was making fun
I'm
of
saying
parent.
like other people have said, my kid plays the piano. No.
Years ago, they were like, when my child plays the piano, they're like really good. I was like, your child is 2 and they're just pushing buttons. They're like, no. Like they weren't just clanging on it. Like they did it in a way that you could tell. I was like, bullshit. Like you are just lying to yourself right now. You have a normal kid. Just deal.
Mint cookies, yeah, the mint cookies and cream is outstanding as well. I never mixed it with cottage cheese. I mixed it with yogurt.
Hold on.
It was really good.
Let's have this conversation. I do not like making cottage cheese sweet. You know how people put you know how I eat cottage cheese with tomatoes and salt and pepper. Cottage cheese is like a soft, normal cheese, like brie cheese or something like that. Like it's like savory to me. It's not sweet. And I think it's weird. He used to eat it with raspberries. I think that's weird.
Or papaya too.
Yeah, I think that's weird. I like it savory. I want it savory. I want some salt and pepper on my cottage cheese. And then when it comes to like bagels and cream cheese, I want an everything or onion bagel, and I want garlic and herb cream cheese. Don't be trying to make it sweet.
Yeah.
Don't do that. And the funny thing is, I do have a physical thing where I can tell that it's going to rain. I get a headache before it rains. And I'm like, I'm like that girl that's like, it's raining. You know, but like, I can tell when it's going to rain because I get a headache.
Pineapple and cottage cheese.
Oh, I can see why somebody would like that, but not me. Not me. I like savory things. Yeah. I'm a savory girl. I don't like sweet that much.
All right, guys, we're going to wrap things. Usually we go jam for another few minutes, but you have to get to a math consult, and I need to go pick up the halfling from school. So thank you guys, as always, for joining us. We love having you guys banter with us on these weekdays. If you have any comments, questions, queries, quips, or smart aleck remarks, feed them into the comments section below or email me, thesupplementengineer@gmail.com. Tune in this Saturday to the Final Scoop podcast. Mark Glazier from NutraBio will be joining the crew this week to discuss all things NutraBio and the new line that's coming out. And if you like what we're doing here, like, comment, subscribe, share the video with fans and friends, and we will see you guys next time.
Yay! Bye!